And we are live once again for the first time in 2021 with La Espira Desafiantes Summer 2021. I'm, of course, Light VIP, your host and caster for the day. And my oh my, we've been waiting a long time for this. Oh boy. And I would love to get into the format, but I mean, since our players are here, our players are ready. Let's go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have our duckling himself, the CranKy duckling, hailing from the land of Peru and Italy, I guess. It is Ryu. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have a player who is returning after a very long hiatus. There's a lot of hype around him. I know he's been streaming a lot. He's, of course, the Peruvian Terran player. He's pink, used to be known as Fuego, but he is Smile. I gotta fix that. Just hold on. Can I do it on the fly? Smile. Baxter. Remove. Huh. Oh. It'll be fixed for the next one, for the next intro. But yes, we are here in our first series of the day. Some of you may be in the chat, be like, yo, what the hell is Desafiantes? So, Desafiantes is something that we started last year. We ran it every single season of DreamHack last year. The reason why is because before DreamHack, in 2019, 2018, 2017, back in the day, there used to be a tournament called Copa America for Latin American players. And it was basically GSL for Latin America. You know, it featured the top 16 players. We even managed to cast it ourselves. In 2019 specifically, only the last iteration of it. Of course, after 2019, Blizzard did pull support from all of their tournaments and handed everything off to ESL. And basically, Copa America was integrated into ESL proper, right? And it became ESL Pro Tour Latin America, right? Which is great and all, but the main event only features 8 players, not 16. And the Latin American community was like, what the hell? You know, there are a lot of players, and it's a bit of a shame that, you know, they kind of get the short end of the stick, right? So La Espira, as well as the CranKy Ducklings, we came together and we made Desafiantes. We calculate points depending on how well players did in the qualifiers. We also invited the players who got knocked out of the closed qualifier of DreamHack Latin America, and we've invited 8 players here to Desafiantes. Of course, it is a single elimination bracket. It's pretty cutthroat. It isn't Copa America by any means, but regardless, we want to give some support to those 8 players, to those top 16 players essentially of the Latin American scene. Oh boy, and here we have them. Of course, it's not on the screen right now, but we do have, representing Brazil, Shakti. We have repping Chile, Cristiano. 2 Protoss players. They're currently duking it out above us. Currently, of course, we have Ryu here versus Smile. After this, we'll be casting Eggs versus Shelby. Eggs, of course, the best player in Colombia. Shelby... Shelby. He's great. I love him. And of course, we will also be casting Egg, the best player in Argentina, and Chaos Fate, the best Terran in Peru, or arguably the best Terran. Of course, we have strong players like Smile, like Tavo, like Neo as well. There are a lot of Peruvian Terrans, but Chaos Fate is pretty terrifying, and yeah, we are just getting into the swing of things. With our first series of the day, this, of course, as I quickly fix it on the screen, is a best of 3 series. Oh boy. And yeah, these are players who, again, are at the top of their scene, and arguably Ryu should have been in the top 8 of the DreamHack main event. Was unlucky with the bracket. He struggled a little bit, but he is here in Desafiantes, of course, repping the CranKy Ducklings. And so far, the game has opened up pretty standard. I say that, Smile did open up with a hidden fusion core. Not just that, yo, he is going double starport fusion core, double BC production is on the way. If I quickly look at Ryu's vision, he went in for a scout, he saw the 1-1-1. When you see a 1-1-1 like this, it's like, oh, okay, it's either Banshees or BCs. And we see a lot of queens. Enough queens to deal with one BC. Ryu is not expecting double BC production. Like, this is crazy. This is insane. Ay. So I'm honestly a little bit concerned for Ryu right now. Thankfully, he's not stopping queen production. He's continuing to pump out as many queens as he can. Hopefully he will have enough to deal with 2 BCs, but we'll see. It's 2 BCs, man. He has a bunch of spores being thrown down as well, which will definitely help. So we'll see if he has enough to deal with whatever is coming his way. Meanwhile, was I seeing things? I thought I saw a Hydroden on the way, but okay, never mind. Just got Ling and Bane for now. Lair is completed. Hasn't thrown down any tech quite yet. Again, of course, for the longest time, Ryu was known as the Lurker King, going Hydro Lurker Reviver whenever he could. But recently, he has been switching things up, especially in some of these other matchups, going Ling Bane into Ultra or Ling Bane Muta. It's been great to see him kind of expand his horizons a little bit. But I'm sure that is what Smile is hoping for. Right now we have 1 BC, second BC is about to finish up. He was a little bit supply blocked there. We'll see if he goes with 2 or if he waits for more. It'd be crazy if he waited for more, but yeah, I feel like 2 is the... Oh my god, he gets scouted! Both starports get scouted! Immediately Espira starts. Is it too late? BC's a teleported across the map there in the main. Oh my god, you can't trickle in queens like this. 1 queen goes down, the second queen is going to go down. Potentially a third is going to go down, but here come the rest of the queens. Oh, they're getting a little bit stuck here on the ramp. Ay. They do turn around. Soul Transfuses keeping the queen alive. Just barely keeping the queen alive for as long as possible. Soul DPS on that first VC. And the first VC just barely manages to escape. I cannot believe... Oh, I mean, he can't teleport out because he teleported in. Oh, God. At the same time, Hellions do run into the natural base. Sorry, the third base. Get a lot of damage done here. The Queens are forced to respond. And that means that the BCs are free to do whatever they want. The BCs, they kind of just chill for now. They do have low health. Looks like in the end, these Hellions will be cleaned up. And again... The Spire is about to finish up. Nice reaction there by Ryu. Obviously, it would have been nice to have been a little bit earlier, but regardless, he had enough queens to defend against the BCs. He did lose a couple of workers, to be fair. 9 workers went down, and there's a solid wall here. These things aren't going to find much damage. But Ryu has been able to defend. Oh my, Smile, he muled across the map just to repair. And, I mean, to be fair, these BCs were close to dying. And now he's got 4 of them. That's crazy. This is disgusting. Does he have Yamato? Hold on. He does not have Yamato. He doesn't have any upgrades, actually. Fun fact. Interesting, no Yamato, but 4 BCs is terrifying. Goes in, didn't finish repairing, so we'll see what he can get done here. A lot of queens. Corruptors are starting to come out. You know, at the same time, we do still have all these things. Ooh, and Banelings, we're going to try and go for a little bit of a Bane bust here across the map. There are a lot of Hellions. I don't know if this is going to do too much damage. At the same time, the 4 BCs were pushed away. I don't know if they necessarily needed to be pushed away, but again, you know, they can help clear creep. And here come the Banes. The wall's not a wall. Everything is down. The Banelings, what do they connect with? They're trying to find some juicy connections with those SCVs, and it looks like they do find them. God, as 10 SCVs go down, maybe 11, 12 go down in total, and the BCs went back home. Yo, but that BC count is getting higher. We have, what, in total 5 BCs, and we are switching into Ferrari mech. Oh my. We have Cyclones and Hellions in production, so this is going to be a very mobile force. I'm not gonna lie, I'm more used to seeing this and maybe Banshees, like Ferrari mech and Banshee, but yo, BC, sure, okay, I dig it. I'm okay with it. Oh, God. Alright, here we go. Meanwhile, I did notice that Ryu did get an infestation pit earlier, which was surprising to me, and it wasn't for Hive. As we can see, infestors, unless he canceled it, infestors were popping out. Only 1, so this may have been a mistake. Again, the infestation pit was taken, and he hasn't really done much with it. Yeah, I feel like, okay, yeah, he's making more infestors. Wow. So gonna be, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. You ideally against Ferrari mech like this Cyclone Hellion, it's so mobile, so disgustingly mobile. You do need ideally infestors with fungals to really lock down this army, and then your ground army can actually catch up to it and surround it. On top of that, love this, Neural Parasite is on the way for those BCs. Oh boy, oh boy. Meanwhile, here come the BCs going straight into the main base. Once again, they do not have Yamato, but here are the Corruptors. They are here to meet them. Ooh, Fungals land as well. One BC falls. Oh god, Smile. He's kind of throwing away his BCs. Almost loses two of them. Does teleport back home. There it is. Finally, Yamato is on the way. I think he noticed, hey, I should have this by now. So maybe it slipped his mind a little bit. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. And now Ryu has plenty of time to breathe. He's remaking his army. He's got 4 bases. Smile should be expanding pretty soon. Ryu knows that. He checks. Speaking of expanding pretty soon, Ryu should be getting... There we go. I was about to say he should be getting a 5th base. There it is, on point. Something that Ryu has been lacking, as we can see, are the upgrades. 1-1... It's barely started, so Ryu is lacking there, but again, that's because he spent most of his resources in his tech, right? Spire, Infestation Pit, Infestors, Corruptors. So now he can finally start working on his upgrades. They are late. We'll see if he has enough here to hold. Oh my god, here come the Cyclones. Here comes the Ferrari mech. Banelings are about to finish up. Yo, where are the Fungals? Where are the Infestors? Oh my god, Ryu, he's thinking about pushing in. I mean, some of the Banelings will connect with those... Oh god, with those Hellbats. There are a decent amount of Queens. There's a lot of control here for Ryu. Oh, the BCs go off on their own. So do the Corruptors. Meanwhile, yo, those Infestors, they want in. When Smile's not going for it, he pokes in and then he backs off, and now Ryu takes that opportunity to try and go for a surround. Oh my god, Smile, he's getting surrounded, mate. I think he's gonna get out of here. Here comes the Ling Bane. They do connect with the majority of the Hellbats. The Queens and the Infestors do stay back. They're still here, ready to fungal. Oh god, but without that Ling Bane, I don't know, mate. Here come the Infestors. They dive in. They do neural some of these BCs. Is it going to be enough? It looks like it may just barely. The BCs really doing a lot of work here for Ryu. Oh, beautiful. And they Yamato each other. Yo, if you can't beat them, then mind control them, mate. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Nicely done there by Ryu. Honestly, I don't know if he would have been able to do it without those VCs. So, oh my god, now he goes across the map with his Road Ravager. There's nothing really in the sky. There's only a single BC. The Corruptor takes care of it, forces it to teleport away, and now there's just not enough on the ground. GG gets called, and Ryu takes game number 1. Go Cristiano, salve MDS. Mama decimos. Do Cristiano, do it. I mean, Cristiano, he's in a PvP. As you can see on the screen right now, Cristiano, he's in a PvP, which I could go either way. Shakti is the more accomplished player, to be fair, but we'll see. See if he can make something happen here as I update the score on the screen right now. Ryu is up 1-0. But yes, for people asking, Shakti versus Cristiano is being casted in Spanish right now, I believe. And maybe Portuguese. I know Cosmos is meant to be around, but I'm not too sure if he is. Noted, Baxter versus Ryu. I fixed it, naughty elves. God damn it. Espira and CranKy Ducklings came together and mated. I guess. We have come together a couple of times. We came together for Desafiantes, we came together for La Llama Dorada. What else did we do together? What else did we fund? I think that's it. I think that's it so far. There is no Matcherino page for this. I apologize. I apologize. And here we go. Diving into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Peruvian Zerg player. He's red, representing the CranKy Ducklings. One of the best teams out there. It is Ryu. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have our returning player. He's pink, he's Terran. It is Smile. So, a bit of history, right, for one of these players, for our Terran, because everyone in the chat should know who Ryu is. We cast Ryu almost every single week. He's always there in Sentimiento Latino, in Copa Hyperion. We casted him during the DreamHack run. Ryu has been around and been consistent for a long time. Smile could be a new name for you, and that is because Smile has been inactive for a very long time. Smile started competing back in, I think, Heart of the Swarm. I could be wrong there. You know what? Let's just cheat and check Wikipedia, because he's been around for a very long time. He started competing in 2015. Around 2015. So that was Heart of the Swarm era. 2014, 2015. So it's been a long time. But back then, he was called Fuego. Fuego, fire. Recently, he changed his name back to Smile. But yeah, like, it's been a while since he's really competed. He basically retired in 2017, 2018, and he hasn't really been around since. Last year, he came back for like a month or two. He does have pretty good English. He does stream a lot. I know there are a lot of his viewers are around, and he has his own fan base. But yeah, he's been inactive for quite some time, so it's really great to see him return. He came back specifically for DreamHack, and he was doing really well. He's been practicing, he's been streaming, and now he's here in Desafiantes. I don't know if he's going to stick around. I hope so. I hope it isn't just this first season. I hope he's here for the entire year. We have seen some players come back and then fade back into the darkness again. Some of those players being Darkness himself, some of those players being like Half-Breed or Jadpi. But yeah, I hope we continue to see more of Smile. You know, we can always do with some more Terran players in Latin America. Oh boy. And here we go. So once again, things are looking pretty standard. I say pretty standard. Last game, Smile had some he had some cheeky moves with that double BC production. I can't imagine he's going to do that 2 games in a row. I know he has far more up his sleeve. He has a lot of special tactics. He has a lot of special builds here for all matchups. So I'm really curious to see what he has in store for us. I know specifically for TVP, he has some pretty spicy builds. A lot of all-ins for TVP, but again, we'll see if he even gets that far. This is a single elimination bracket, and Ryu was able to handle what Smile had pretty well. As there's nothing too crazy going on, I think the craziest thing right now, which I love, is that Smile is going bio. He is not playing a mech this game, showing off that, hey, you know, I'm not a one-trick pony. I don't just have to play mech. I can mix in bio here and there, and this is great for Smile. Ryu dives in. I mean, he scouts it. He sees the 1-1-1, sees the stim researching. He's like, okay, I know what there is. Make sure there isn't like an armory or anything crazy behind the mineral line. As we see, a 3rd CC is on the way. And as Ryu was about to see, yep, so he does spot it. Oh god. And I know we all love some Bio versus Ling Bane Muta. Hopefully we get that. I would love to see that. Again, Ryu, he is known to go into Hydras and Lurkers from time to time, or just stay on Ling Bane and go straight into Ultras. We'll see what he has in store for us. as Smile is just getting ready for the mid game, you know, throwing down double E-bays. We're going to be working on his upgrades pretty soon. Again, of course, his third base is on the way, throwing down more Raxes. And Ryu isn't really known to be the aggressive player, so Smile is just, yeah, he's just getting away with all of this. Smile barely has any army, by the way. Smile has 2 Marines protecting his base, and there isn't even a wall here. It's not even a full wall, but you know, it's not like Ryu's going for any Ling run-bys, he's just kind of chilling at home. So, I don't know if this is intentional by Smile, but I do think it's a very smart way to play the player, right? Like, again, Ryu is known more for being macro-focused. He's not like Eggs. Eggs can turn on the aggression whenever he wants to. Ryu, not so much. So, yeah, I do love this from Smile. So plenty more on the way. Stim is done. Combat shields. I imagine once these 2 medevacs pop out here for Smile, once they start, he's going to be moving out for maybe some draw play. The unfortunate thing for Smile is because he switched and worked on his production so quickly, he doesn't have that many Hellions. Usually you move out with like 6, sometimes even 8 Hellions, and you deny all this creep. You fight with the queens, you kind of keep the creep spread in check. But because of how little committed Smile was to this force, to this creep clearing force, then that means that Ryu can kind of spread creep uninterrupted. Like, there's nothing stopping him right now. And this is getting a little bit out of control just because of how small Blackburn is. Like, by ground, base to base, like, this is tiny. Like, this third base to the natural of Ryu is like, what, 5, 6 creep tubers? Or maybe a little bit more than that. But, like, you know, the creep is almost reaching it already. It's within a single screen. So, yeah, like, Smile has to be a little bit careful here. He does finally move out. You know, the 2 medevacs have popped out for Smile. He can stim, he can heal his army, and now he's pushing out to clear this creep. We've even morphed in a couple of Hellbats. We do have some Ling Bane ready. Thankfully, Ryu was already morphing in a couple of Banelings in the backline. But the tanks do siege up. And here comes Ryu. He comes in for the surround. Oh, it does connect with the Hellbats, but not the Marines. Oh boy, we do have a couple more Banelings being morphed in. I'm getting some flashbacks to Ryu versus Chaos Fate. Not gonna lie, or Ryu versus Terran, but oh. Ryu not committing quite yet, just waiting for 30 Lings that are in production. Oh my god, he actually goes in. Some Banelings connect with tanks. That's not what you want to see. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, the Ravagers, they didn't even get their biles off. The Queen does fall. Oh god, there's not a lot here for Ryu because, you know why? Ryu is going for a Ling run by the Madman. The Lings, they just barely pop out. The Marines, they expose the tanks, and the tanks do go down. But, my god, 15 drones went down. That's a lot of workers here. In the end, this push will get cleaned up, but Ryu sustained a lot of damage. At the same time, 3 SCVs fell. Was it worth it? No. Ryu, I've noticed Ryu does this a lot. Whenever he gets attacked, he goes for a Ling run by. To be fair, sometimes it pays off. That time it didn't. That time it did not pay off. Oh boy, and here comes the next push, and this is what is scary about Blackburn. I was talking about how the creep spread was almost there at his opponent's base. At the same time, the pushes come so frequently. Like, again, Ryu barely has any time to respond. God, a couple of Banelings are being morphed in, more Lings are on the way, but again, the Bio Army is just, it's already here, it's already in the natural base. Ooh, it is just barely forced to be picked up. At the same time, another Ling run by. Can he get the tank? Ooh, nice micro there. Smile, he picks up the tank. Beautiful hot pickup. Meanwhile, we did have a couple of drops here towards the north. Didn't get much done. We have another drop here in the natural base. Looks like it will get a queen. Will he get 2? Ooh, we'll get 2 queens. And forced away. And this is what I'm worried about. So, Ryu, if you didn't notice, he's going Ling Bane. Just straight up Ling Bane. No mutas and no hydras, which is okay. But again, like, because of this, like, he's struggling to deal with the medevacs. He doesn't have that many queens. Oh my god. And more importantly, he lost his queens and he hasn't remade them. He needs to keep spreading this creep. This creep, it's killing him. The fact that, like, he just can't engage in this area. And this is where Smile keeps pushing. And this is the hard part about Blackburn. Oh boy, meanwhile we have another Ling run by. This is not a planetary, so he'll draw the attention of Smile, but Smile has his reinforcements. At the same time, we have a small drop here towards the north. It looks like it will be defended. Ryu does have something. Oh no, the Ling Bane! Okay, he does defend it. Oh, Smile! Oh, that was a full medevac! Ay, Smile, he was focusing on another drop towards the north and he lost an entire medevac full of units. God, big win here for Ryu. Ryu needed that. He needed to breathe a little bit. Now he can work on 2-2. He should throw down an infestation pit pretty soon. He needs to work on that hive. Sometimes Ryu can delay his hive a little bit too long. Maybe get another base. There we go. The gold is being taken. So Ryu is finally regaining control of his side of the map, but he needs to spread this goddamn creep. Oh god, immediately he's on it, but mate, the creep spread is killing him, and Smile is getting ready for another push. Oh my god, alright, here we go. Smile, he's ready, he's here, he has a tank, he has a couple of Widow Mines. These Widow Mine shots are going to be so important in the next fight. Go, show me the Biles, no Biles! Ooh. Bunch of Banelings do go down, Biles do land on the tank. Nice. And without Widow Mines and without tanks, a lot of the power in this push is just stripped away. But here comes another drop. Boy. For now, I think Ryu's okay, but he needs to morph in more Banelings. He does not have enough Banelings here to deal with just the massive amount of Marines coming his way. Oh god, here we go, double drop towards the north. We have more Marines hitting towards the north here. Solid Bailey connections. Ryu defends his main as well. And now here comes the main push, but again, this is getting a little bit dicey here for Smile. Like, he's trying to go for all these attacks at once, like towards the north, the south, the center of the map. But there's always Zurich here to defend, but yo, I may have been speaking a little bit too soon here. This drop in the main is actually dealing some damage. We do not have enough Banelings here. Ryu, please. And Ryu is falling apart. Like, sure, we have a couple of piles landing here and there, but the Marines, they make it into the mineral line once again. Lings flood in, but there are just not enough Banelings. Oh god. Ryu will clean this up, but look at the supplies. Like, Ryu, he's hurting with the workers. He's hurting with the army. Ryu was trying to tech up. He threw down the infestation pit. He also threw down a Hydroden, if I'm not wrong. There it is. Hydroden was thrown down. And Ryu has so much gas, just barely not enough minerals. Like, he needed this gold base. In the midst of all of that was happening, this hatchery did go down. And here comes the game-ending push. I mean, there's no creep. It's already outside the bases of Ryu. Ryu is down almost 70 supply. Oh my god, look at my shots! Okay, they don't connect with Ling Bane. Ling Bane is on the way, but... oh god, he barely gets the connections he needs. GG gets called, and Smile takes it to the ace match. Apparently, apparently there was a bot in the chat. God damn it. Sí. Oh, my Bob. La llama dorada. Sí. My apologies. I keep calling it llama. La llama, of course. But yes, Ryu and Smile, they're now going to that ace match. And honestly, part of me wants Ryu to just veto Blackburn. Because I've seen him lose against Chaos Fade on that map, against Terran as well. Like, it gets very intense on Blackburn, as we saw, just because of how close those bases are and how quickly those pushes come. And because of that, Ryu, he just doesn't have the vision to see it coming ahead of time. And because of that, he just can't get ready in time, you know, unlike some of these larger maps. So yeah, Ryu, I've seen him struggle a lot on Blackburn. Chaos is here. Yes, Chaos Fate is here as well. We have a lot of Peruvian players, a lot of Terran, Smile, Shelby, and Chaos Fate. Which, honestly, I think they're going to do well. I mean, oh, as I update the score on the screen. Go. God damn it. Exclamation mark for Nada Maximo in the chat. And we are getting ready to dive into the ace match. It looks like the upper... Oh, hold on. Let me just refresh the Wikipedia page. Oh, we did just get updated. And it looks like Shakti took down Cristiano 2-0. That is why Demon Swap, Cosmos, and Oros are joining us as they finished up their upper series. Feels bad, man, for Cristiano, but again, Shakti is one of the best Protosses in the region. Not as good as Pakamike, of course, but he's up there, and Shakti is a terrifying opponent. So he is waiting for the winner of this series of Ryu and Smile. We'll see who faces him. As we are now on Romanticide, the polar opposite map of Blackburn. You know, very large, very long rush distance. And we'll see how this series will turn out as spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Romanticide LE. We have the Peruvian Zerg player. He's, of course, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Ryu. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the Peruvian Terran. He's pink. He's seamless, representing himself. It is Smile. Boy, we're tied up. We're 1-1. Smile has shown off his mech. He's shown off his bio. Now, what will he go for in the ace match? I don't think he will have as much success with his bio on this map just because, again, the pushes are a little bit slower. There's more time for the Zerg player to react. And because this map is so large, and because there's so many bases, and because there's so many choke points, I wouldn't be opposed to mech. But it depends what kind of mech, right? We saw a more aggressive Ferrari style of mech coming out from Smile, right? We saw the Cyclones, we saw the Hellions, we saw the BCs. I feel like a slower style of mech could do a little bit better here, but I don't know if Smile enjoys that style of play. So we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, shout out to Espira. If you're wondering, because I've said it a couple of times, and I know there are some English speakers in the chat, La Espira is basically Team Liquid, but for Latin America. TL, I should say, the Team Liquid website for StarCraft. It's basically that, but for Latin America. It is the combination of a bunch of content creators and streamers, and casters and admins who all came together, formed this organization for Latin American StarCraft. That being like the caster Demon Swap, the caster and graphic designer Oris, the admins like Ducklings, like Vortex, like Topin, you know, all these like people came together and formed this. Jim Rising is a part of La Espira as well. They do a lot for Latin American StarCraft. They have a podcast, which is pretty fun. It is in Spanish, so you know, you have to understand a little bit of Spanish to get it, but it's pretty cool. Also, shout out to the CranKy Ducklings. As we are sponsoring this event. Yeah, here we go. as we dive into game number 3. Ooh, bold choice. Ryu taking the aggressive third base closer to his opponent. Oh my. Very confident. Again, Ryu isn't necessarily an aggressive kind of player, so I don't know if this is really indicative of anything like a Roach Ravager push or something like that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what he does here. Also, I saw in the chat, Genya Hadouken. Yo, the Street Fighter himself, mate. Let's go, El Condor. And here we go. Ryu going for a Baneling Nest first, going for a safe opening, essentially. He's diving in with his Overlord, does have Pneumatized Carapace to scout his opponent, and with this Overlord he sees a decent amount of Marines. Yo, is this a Hellbat push? No, there's no Hellions. This is interesting. He has a lot of Marines. They don't have Stim, they don't have Combat Shield, but he's going across the map soon. As soon as these two medevacs finish, Smile, he's gone. We do have a couple of Widowmines on the way as well. This is so interesting, and Ryu, he needs to scout this. He goes in, he sees the production. I don't know if he really knows what's coming. He saw all the Marines as well. Oh my god, like, alarm bells should be ringing. He has a lot of links on the way. He has a decent amount of queens as well. He has, what, 3 queens, 4 queens? He's working on his 5th. But this is scary right now. Like, Ryu may even need some Banelings. But we'll see. Here come the Marines and the Widowmine. Oh my god, if that Widowmine shot goes off, it actually sneaks past everything. Ryu doesn't see it at all. Oh no, he doesn't see it in his main. Ryu, please. His entire army is out here at his third base. Here we go. Ryu finally knows. Ooh, the Widowmine takes out a queen, but the Lings make it here just in time. Ooh, okay. That was scary. That was very scary. The Marines are coming in. We'll see how much more damage they can get done. They do manage to focus down 1 queen, but only 1. And Smile, once again, is going for that BC. Fusion Core is at the natural base. As I quickly check the vision of Ryu. Ryu has not seen it, does not know that BCs are on the way, or that they will be arriving. TL.net Bobre. Maximo, play. Funara Maximo in the chat. Alright, here we go. Drop is going straight into the main base of Ryu once again. To be fair, like, again, there's no Stim, there's no Combat Shield. These Marines aren't that strong. It's just the, you know, it's just how unexpected they are. Meanwhile, at the same time, these Hellions do dive into the third base. They will all be cleaned up, but they did get 6 workers. And here come the Marines. Just barely pushed away again. Lair has completed. We just see upgrades on the way. We have, of course, Baneling Speed on the way. Another Roach Warren. Again, Ryu, he loves to go for a Roach Warren, not necessarily for Roaches, but just for a decent amount of Ravagers. Just to bile tanks, just to bile Widowmines as well. Meanwhile, here comes the BC. It has shown himself. Oh god, no spores in position here. The Lings dive in. They're trading relatively well, but they will all go down. Oh my god, this BC is dealing so much damage. No, another queen! No! The queen falls. More workers will fall as well. The problem with these queens is earlier they didn't have enough energy for a transfuse, but finally they do. They are diving in, and they should be able to push this away. But a lot of damage was done. Thankfully, behind this, Ryu has expanded. He's taking a 4th base. Oh my god, no spores in the natural? Is there a spore in the 3rd? Okay, there is, thankfully, but Jesus Christ, another queen falls. This BC really paying for itself. Ay. And you know what? We're not done. More BCs are on the way. Ryu has to respect this. He needs to throw down a Spire. Yamato's a queen. Oof. And now this base here is under threat as well. This BC doing so much. Oh god. I mean, Ryu will, it's only one BC, so Ryu will deal with this eventually. But now there's a second BC. Yo, is this gonna just end it? Two BCs. They could end this. Yamato goes off, another queen falls. There's no more anti-air. Like, it's just queens. Like, he's not getting a Hydrogen, he's not getting a Spire. Like, these BCs are winning. Oh my god, Smile the game, and the hatchery falls. Ay, ay, ay. Ryu, he's falling apart to the BCs. I've seen this before in my own ladder games. Oh god, and he's being a little bit stubborn. Maybe, arguably stubborn, right? Where Ryu still hasn't gone for a Spire. Instead, he's relying on Neural, on Infestors, which can definitely work, but again, Infestors are very slow. You have to rely on your opponent kind of being out of position a little bit, or exposing themselves, instead of just having consistent anti-air like Corruptors. Meanwhile, Blue Flame is done. Of course, Smile, he is going for mech. That is why those Marine, even though he committed to a heavy Marine army early on, he didn't go into something like Stim or anything like that. Thankfully, Road Ravager is what you want against Hellions, and I was talking about a more slower style of mech earlier. And I feel like that's exactly what we're getting, in a way, as there was a little bit of a ling run by. But at the moment, Smile is going just Hellion BC tank. And I like this. Like, on the Romantic side, you know, you can expand more, you can defend more easier as a Terran player. You can turtle up pretty well. So I do think this is a good thing for Smile. I think Ryu is going to have a hard time breaking Smile's shell. Oh boy, here we go. Hellions are looking to find a way into the 4th base, but the Road Ravager is here. Does push away these Hellions. And Ryu is going for Hydras. I imagine he's going to go into Lurkers. So we should be seeing Hydra, Lurker, Viper, Infestor against Mech, which I think can do well, honestly. Something that Ryu does need to work on, and he does take notice of it. Oh, a little bit too late. BC comes in. I was about to say spread creep here at the 4th. Oh my god, we do have a drop. Oh god, cancel. Are we going to see a cancel? And we do not do. Oh, just at the last moment. Ryu does cancel his base. Just does hold on to it. Here comes the massive mech army. Oh my god. Ryu, he does have an army to contend with this. Again, Infestors, there's a lot of value to be had here, depending on how he uses it, depending on if he keeps these Infestors alive. Meanwhile, here come the Vipers as well. Blinding Clouds are going to be amazing, Neural Power Side is going to be amazing, the Biles are going to be amazing. It's all about how Ryu controls it. And, yo, I missed this. Oh god, it's been so long. Ryu going for one of his signature trademark styles. We have a Nidus on the way. It did get scouted though. So Smile has to be hyper aware of this. He has to be ready in all of his bases. Hopefully Smile recognized that it was a Nidus on the way and he's moving out with his main army. Has to be careful not to be caught unsieged. Ooh, Biles do land on one of the tanks. Tank does go down. Second tank goes down as well. Ay, ay, ay. Smile getting caught very out of position here as he loses almost every single one of his tanks. Oh my god. Meanwhile, here come the flanking Infestors as they do take control of one of these Thors. One Infestor does go down. These 3 are trying to escape. Oh, the Yamatas, though, they focus on those Infestors. And now, what is there to do with the BC and the remainder of the army? The majority of the tanks went down. Honestly, that was a very good fight for Ryu. But does he have enough? So here comes everything else. Ooh, the Vipers actually yoink a BC. Oh god, do they want to yoink another? They do. Within range of those spores. Yoinks the tank. These Vipers doing so well here for Ryu, but again, he barely has anything left. God, he keeps trying to yoink in the BC, and the BC doesn't fall. It does fall. But what about the Bio? What about the mech? Oh god, here comes the Roach Ravager, just barely in time. Blinding Cloud does land. This is so close, and it looks like Ryu will just barely push this away. Oh god, that was so close. Immediately, he's trying to recharge his energy. He needs energy on these Vipers. He needs those abducts. He needs those blinding clouds. That was an amazing fight by Ryu, by the way. Oh god, it does joink one of the tanks. Meanwhile, what's up, D-Mega in the chat? Why is life so hard? I know there are a lot of, in general, Peruvian fans, and you hate to see a team kill like this, or like a countryman kill, but meanwhile, he's the Nidus, and you know what? Smile doesn't see! He doesn't see the Nidus! He kind of sees it with the sensor tower. Meanwhile, here comes the BC going into the main base, getting a lot of damage done. Yamato's the Infestor, solid control there, but the BC will go down. Meanwhile, here comes the Nidus. Oh my god, the Nidus survives! Ay, 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 the Nidus does survive. The Roach Hydra is in the production. And now workers are falling. What's coming to defend? Hellions? What are Hellions gonna do against this? Tanks are trying to go up the ramp as well, but they're really struggling. There just aren't that many tanks here, and Ryu has maintained a foothold here in the main. But can he get on top of the production? He doesn't have any Ravagers. It looks like he will be forced away. If he had even 3 Ravagers, he could deal with these tanks. But a lot of damage was done here. At the same time, ooh, Ryu has a lot of momentum going his way, almost remaxing immediately, has plenty of Vipers, Hydras, Roaches. I said Lurker. Finally, Lurker Den is on the way, but it took a very long time and it may not even come into play. Those solid abducts here on the mech army. Only 2 tanks left. Honestly, Smile could have kept going, but he does back off. Takes out 1 CC, going for the other CC. Smile, he's being torn apart here. He just can't keep up. His Smile isn't wide enough. Feels bad, man. Oh my god. Nice moves here by Ryu. We do have, now that the Lurker Den is done, Lurker upgrades are on the way. Yo, Hydra Lurker Viper. When Ryu will finally get this going, I'm concerned for Smile. A couple of yoinks. I don't know about these yoinks. A Viper goes down for them. I mean, Ryu does trade favorably, but yo, you gotta take care of your Vipers, man. Here we go. Lurkers are on the way. We still have one infestor as well. Here comes the army. 5 tanks, all bunched up. 6 tanks, sorry. All it takes is 1 blinding cloud, and all of that will be rendered useless. So he has to be so careful here. Here comes the Lurkers. They're done. They're ready. The Vipers, they have their energy. Oh my. Takes control of the BC. Oh my god, beautiful. Here come the Vipers. Yo, the Thors aren't in position. Should be the blinding clouds. There we go. The tanks, they do nothing as they are going down. The Lurkers are also exposed though, so these Lurkers will fall. Oh, but yo, where's the scan? There we go. Scan does get used. So both players catching each other off guard. Ryu got the tanks, Smile got the Lurkers. Problem is, Smile doesn't have the money. He just doesn't have the economy. He lost 2 bases earlier, remember? And he hasn't remade them. GG gets called. And Ryu takes the series 2-1. Congratulations, Ryu. Oh my god, things were looking very scary for him, but thankfully, Ryu, the cranky duckling, El Condor, the Street Fighter himself, was able to fight back against the mech. It's looking really scary there, not gonna lie. But Ryu, he makes it past the Terran. And I was a little bit concerned. Ryu, his worst matchup is ZVT. We have seen him fall to Terran, to Chaos Fate, drop maps to Smile as well. But here, he did well. Thankfully, Smile played Mech. If Smile played Bio, I think Ryu would have had a harder time there. But there was some nice moves there by Ryu, going for the Niduses, going for the Viper plays as well, the Infestors, being able to control all those spellcasters at once, the Queens. It was beautiful to see. And now we have our next series.